Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 7. So we're heading towards, we're heading towards the conclusion of the Forces storyline, as we do have part 1 of the, finale for the story this week with the episode entitled Family Matters, Part 1, with of course the final episode of the story being the week after that, with the episode entitled, and I know this might sound crazy, you might not believe me when I tell you, but yeah, Family Matters, Part 2. Now, while we have that story coming to an end, which will be interesting to see how they wrap it up, as well as how they set up the back half story for the season, just the back half of the season in general, we do also have another thing coming to an end, unfortunately, and that is, of course, Cisco on the show. Or at least Cisco regularly on the show. Now, last week we had the return of Wells, or Timeless Wells, or original Harrison Wells to the show, whatever you want to call him, to help out Barry, but we also had the reveal or explanation of how Cisco would be leaving the show. Of course, it was revealed about, I want to say a week, roughly, earlier, that both Carlos Valdez, who plays Cisco, and Tom Cavanagh, who play Harrison Wells, will be leaving the show as series regulars, in Season 7. Now, that doesn't mean we won't see those characters again ever again. We will, we just won't be seeing them week to week, like we have over the past 7 seasons. Like when the series finale for the show rolls around, it would be shocking if Cisco and, Wells don't show up, or a version of Wells, whatever it might be, or even just Tom Cavanagh as Reverse Flash, as if we won't see them again. We'll see them again, whether it's 1 more time or 6 more times, we just won't be seeing them week to week. Now, due to this news, we were wondering how exactly Cisco would be leaving, and that was revealed last week when Camilla brought up work in San Francisco and that she wants to, take the opportunity to go there, and Cisco is sort of looking for an out from Central City at the same time as well, and this is like the perfect opportunity. But to go along with that news, in real life with them leaving the show, as well as, within the show with how Cisco's going to leave, we now also have the synopsis or description for the episode in which Cisco is leaving, which is episode 12, which is otherwise entitled Goodbye Vibrations. So I will read over that synopsis, break it down when, in places that are needed. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions in the comment section down below. He's sad to see Cisco leave. If he came back in the show later on, what's an episode you think you'd like to see him come back? And you just let me know your various thoughts and, theories and opinions down there. I'm always curious to read them. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to, show your support for the channel and the video and the show. Cisco and Camilla tell the team they are leaving Central City. However, Barry, Iris, and Caitlin don't have much time to digest the news because a new version of Rainbow Raider strikes, and OG Team Flash must join together one final time to save the city. So yeah, some stuff going on there, but let's break it down. So the synopsis starts off with Cisco and Camilla tell the team they are leaving Central City. And yes, while this is a very simple part of the synopsis or description and pretty self-explanatory, I am wondering how they handled the exit of Cisco as a regular on the show, because we will talk about, his future later in the video, because this is the first time they are sort of focusing an episode of the show on a character leaving. Like Arrow has done it in the past a few times, Legends of Tomorrow has, Supergirl has as well, and all those shows have run shorter apart from Arrow. And then Arrow was doing it in like season 3 and season 5 and stuff like that. But Flash has been around for 7 seasons now and has never had to do it to a long-time cast member like the other shows. Daniel Panabaker, who plays Caitlin as well as Frost, said in an interview that the episode is very, very emotional, both as an episode for us viewers to watch, as well as the cast to actually, film and make. I'd assume it's especially emotional for both Daniel Panabaker and Grant Gustin, considering how much screen time they've shared together with Cisco as a character and Carlos Valdez as an actor. So I'm guessing that's why it was so emotional. So while I'm saying, yeah, you don't require tissues for this episode, they might be or are probably recommended. But next up in the synopsis we do have, however, Barry, Iris, and Caitlin don't have much time to digest the news because a new version of Rainbow Raider strikes, and OG Team Flash must join together one final time to save the city. Now, this part caused a bit of uproar online, to say the least, from a lot of people due to the fact that it is insinuated through that bit of the synopsis that Iris is a part of OG Team Flash, which she isn't. She's a part of Team Flash, and she's a part of, I guess, Team Flash 2.0 once you head into, season 2 and season 3 and onwards. But OG Team Flash is not. OG Team Flash is Barry, Cisco, and Caitlin, and I guess Wells a Bard, but he's dead. So I guess you could say any version of Wells, but it's really Wells apart. So yeah, at the moment, the living members are Barry, Cisco, and Caitlin. But anyway, I don't think the synopsis is saying that Iris is a member of OG Team Flash. I think it's just oddly laid out. That's just my opinion, but who knows? Because I was going to say that maybe OG Team Flash is them out in the field, but Caitlin and Frost are separate. Frost is in prison. Unless Frost breaks out by then, I'm not too sure, but Caitlin wouldn't be going out in the field, so we'd have to assume it's just Cisco or Mecha Vibe in the Flash or Barry going out in the field. So I'm not too sure. That could cause a bit of drama online if they say that Iris is actually a part of that, but I don't know, I have to wait and see. But in regards to the action side of the episode or the meta side, Rainbow Raider. So we have another version of another new version of a hero post-Crisis. We've had like the Turtle in the past and some other characters. And it does seem that this episode will be similar to episode 4 from earlier this season, where it was like a bridging episode or a connecting episode, as I would like to call it. So it's the episode between storylines. So we had that Abracadabra episode, which was set between the end of the Mirror Master stuff and the beginning of the Force storyline. And in that episode, they even sort of set it up a tiny bit. And I would expect the end of this episode, the one that Cisco's leaving, maybe sets up the back half storyline. So someone maybe arrives in Central City, or something arrives in Central City, or maybe the fallout from the end of the Force storyline in the previous episode is seen as a post-credit in this episode. So maybe there was an explosion or something in the previous episode, and then right at the end of this episode, we see maybe someone that was affected by the explosion or whatever it might be, something along those lines. But yeah, it will be interesting just to see how this episode works, because I think by the sounds of everything, it seems it's that bridging episode, like part filler, part setting up for the back half. Now, one thing that's sort of been lost in the rubble with this, because we knew this episode was coming. We knew the episode title a while ago of Goodbye Vibration. Sorry, so we assumed this was the episode Cisco was leaving, but something's been lost, in translation when talking about this, and this isn't Cisco's final appearance on the show for this season, according to the news when they said that both Carlos Valdez and Tom Cavanaugh were leaving. So according to the press release that came out, Cisco will be in the finale for this season, or at least his final appearance as a season regular will be in the finale for the season. They specified that for Carlos Valdez or Cisco. With Tom Cavanaugh, Wells, they didn't say that. They only included Carlos Valdez in the part saying that his final appearance as a series regular would be in the finale. So I don't know if he comes back just for the finale, or he's back for like the last 3 episodes of this season, or the last 2, or maybe it is just the finale, but we're not led to believe that this is his final appearance for this season. Then again, he might film something in advance. That's always the case. That can always be the case. Maybe it's literally a short scene between. It might be him on like a FaceTime call, or like a Skype call, or like the version of that they use on the show, and that's what they use there. Or it could be his voice or something like that, and they just put it in to the finale. That's exactly what they could do. However, by the way that it was worded, it sounds like he's actually appearing in it. We haven't seen him on set from the 150th episode filming. They're actually filming the finale right now. So due to the fact that they include that in the news report, if he left Canada after he finished this episode where he's leaving with Camilla, and he had to go back and do quarantine, he would have been doing quarantine while that news came out. So maybe that's how they knew that he was going to be in the finale. I'm not too sure, but we're led to believe that this isn't the final appearance for him. We'll see him in the finale at the very least. But yeah, that felt like a massive mouthful of just saying stuff. But to finish off the video, we do have some promo images for this week's upcoming episode. As I said, it's the Family Matters Part 1, the first part of the finale, if you want to call it, for the Force storyline. There are some promo images. I think all of them are in the Speed Lab area with Alexa, or the Strength Force holder, and they're training her Strength Force powers. It's actually OG Team Flash, I guess you could say, training her, Cisco, Caitlin, and Barry, and just making sure she control them. We've talked about this, that it seems that Faweza she has no control over. So this one, they're trying to control her Strength Force powers, so maybe she can actually use them without turning into Faweza, so she doesn't go big. Or if she turns into Faweza, it's only when she goes like ultra powerful, so she can still use them when she looks normal, if that makes sense. And they might be trying to train her with that. We do see that Cisco has the what do you call them, the Mecha Vibe gauntlet things on. It's probably to help subdue Alexa if she does go crazy, which I'm sure she will, because why wouldn't they make her do that, to set an example or something like that? But there are only promo images of this Speed Lab stuff from this bunch of promo images for this episode, which was what most of the trailer for the episode was. So it seems that they're trying to contain spoilers maybe and just seeing how certain things are resolved and how certain things are set up and maybe what happens to certain characters. It seems they're trying to like just contain that and not release it through the promo material, whether it be a trailer or the promo images. So yeah, we should be getting I guess some surprises in this episode. I'd expect in the next episode, part 2, for there to be the surprises, but we might be getting them throughout this episode as well. So look forward to it, I guess. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what we went over in this video, and let me know your thoughts, theories, all that. I'm always curious. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.